ISUPK presents the Lord's 56th annual Passover going down right here in Atlanta, Georgia. We got a whole bunch of events lined up for y'all, including the annual lamb slaughter. You already know. Then it's the Hebrew Academy trials. Oh boy. Next we got the children's party. Then you know we got General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class and the Hebrew Academy graduation. The Lord's 56th annual Passover. Pay your Passover fee. It's only $200 to get all these exclusive events. Real black culture. The general's in attendance and the stage is set. It's going down. April the 12th in Atlanta, Georgia. This event is only for the black, Hispanic, and Native Indigenous people. We got a week full of events from April the 9th and the 13th. But remember, you gotta pay that Passover fee. It's only $200 to get every event exclusively. Here's the itinerary for the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 9th is the annual lamb slaughter. April the 10th is the kids party. At 7 p.m. later that night, General Muhammad's scripture breakdown class. April the 11th, the Hebrew Academy graduation. Later that night at 8 p.m. is the all-black party. April the 12th is the Lord's 56th annual Passover. April the 13th is the Feast of Unleavened Bread. $200, 17 years or older, pay your Passover fee. See you in Atlanta, Israel. Shalom.
Shalom. This is to all Israelite groups and all Israelite communities and all breakoffs from One West and breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs from breakoffs. No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.
Listen, if you've been in a car accident,
Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander Junior Hunter.
Our great and holy King has honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread. Shalom.
All right, clap, clap, clap it up. Salam Israel. Yahweh Shem Yahushai Barakatah to all the brothers. Yahweh Shemar Al Shem Yahushai to all the sisters. This is the ISUPK Wednesday night law class. You know, and speaking of which, we got the Passover right here in Atlanta, 2025 coming up. You know, make sure you get down here. I would like to see everybody, man. Everyone that tunes in for our classes, hey, I'd like to see y'all. You know, so yeah, y'all make sure y'all make it down here. $200 Passover fees. You know, hey, look, nothing wrong with paying $200. You get a full week of events for $200. And with that, we're gonna get this class started. You know, and tonight's class is, you know, this America or slavery. You know, this America, you know, it's nothing but a prison. And when you look at America, it's nothing but a big corporation. That's what these other countries look at America as. Right. You know, this ain't nothing but a big, giant corporation. You know, America is prisons with smaller prisons inside of it. It's like you build a company, and when you build that company and you want to expand, that's all. Look at it as that's what America did with the prison system. Because the prison system, their laws inside that prison is no different than the country of America, this whole country. The only thing is they just behind walls. They got the same thing going on there, same thing going on out here. It's no different. Because you got the warden, you got the correction officers. Look at the president. Look at the police force. Look at their military. What do you call it? The National Guard and Reservists in their regular military. Look at the Coast Guard. Because in prison, what do? They sneak paraphernalia in and out. Same thing when you got these criminals coming from Bosnia and what's that, Ukraine and all that. Coming from the Middle East. You know, you don't think they sneaking drugs in and out? Same thing they doing in prison. The only difference is this is the land of slavery. This has been our worst slavery for the nation of Israel, especially as Judites and our Gadites and our Reubenites, brothers and sisters. You know, the so-called Seminole Indians, so-called Negroes. You know, this America, it's nothing but one giant prison. Right. We've been enslaved here and we've been imprisoned here. Right. And just like a prison, that's how America is run. That's why they can run the prison so good. When you go to prison, hey, look, all you gotta do is think about slavery. You wanna you get a what do you call them pass? A work release pass? Right. You know, the same thing was when you get a passport. You can go to a different country. You get a work release pass. You know, you can go get you a regular job, come back to prison. Go overseas, visit, come back to America. And just like the correctional officers, how they mistreat the prisoners, the same way these police officers out here treating us. There is no difference. You know, and then you got a lot of our people that try to follow behind them. You got like Michael Jordan, he want to invest in prison systems. Matter of fact, we got something for that. For cats like Michael Jordan and all these other brothers that want to get out here and invest in prisons and help destroy your people, man. We're going to get Jeremiah 10, 2 and 4. Well, let's start at 1. Jeremiah 10 and 1. Hear ye the word which the Lord speaketh unto you, O house of Israel. He's talking to you, so-called Negro man, Black, Hispanic, and Native American Indians. He's talking to us. He said, here, listen. You know, let it seep into you. Let it get into your spirit. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen. We're not supposed to learn their ways. We're not supposed to follow behind them. Right. You know, we're not supposed to do as they say, do as they do, Salakia. And because we think we're free, and because we think that, oh, now, yeah, I never been a slave. We ain't in slavery no more. We don't have chains on us, but we have chains in our minds. Our minds are still enslaved. Our spirit is still enslaved. And we think that trying to be like them, follow behind them, investing in prison systems, you know, that makes it okay. It doesn't make it okay. You know, he told us, he commanded us, hey, don't follow the way of the heathens. Right. Don't do as they do. Because you know why? Because you're destroying your own people. You helping to get rid of your own people. You helping to lock your own people up. Right. And the reason I call Ameritrazz, because you look at it, it runs just like Alcatraz. Alcatraz was surrounded by nothing but water. Alcatraz was an island prison. That's what America's surrounded by all this water. That's all it is. You know, we slaved and we're in prison at the same time, right here in America. You know, a lot of us don't think that we're enslaved. A lot of us think that, oh, yeah, we're free. I can do what I want to do. Right. But guess what? The Most High says otherwise. He said, don't follow the way of the heathens. Because this is their country. This is not our country. This is not even our rest. Thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen, and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, for the heathen are dismayed at them. You know, they looking for signs. You know, the sun, moon, the star, you know, the alignment of this, that, and the third, and you know, you got all this, what is that, astrology and all that, basing their lives upon how your day is gonna go by oh yeah, that's your star. You know, your star, you know, you're a Gemini, or you're an Aquarius, or you know, you're a Taurus, you know, and your sign is this, and you know, Jupiter and Pluto are aligned, and you're gonna have a great day. You know, don't follow the ways of the heathens. And not only that, but, you know, living right here in America, in this prison, in our slavery, you know, it's bad enough that the things we have to deal with without straying off, without trying to be like the heathen, without getting into all these different doctrines and falsetto gods and, you know, and oh yeah, nature and all this and Mother Nature, and you know, thinking that you know, you got these women out here running around in the woods, you know, call themselves being witches, running around naked or whatever, half naked, and doing sacrifices and rituals and all that. You get a little gust of wind, they think they did it. And that's another part of being enslaved mentally. Not just physically, but mentally. We've been destroyed. Look at the Willie Lynch papers. Look how America has got our people running around, thinking that we're African Americans, thinking that we're Muslims, and that's why I say this is a slave country. You ever heard about the term slave camp? That's what America is. America ain't nothing but a slave camp. Any comments, any questions? Anybody got anything to add? All right, no sweat. But yeah, this ain't nothing but a slave camp, one giant slave camp. And that's why all these other countries look at America. They look at America as a big corporation, and when you build a corporation and you want to expand, what do? You build other prisons. Right thing now, you got all these prisons all throughout America. Prison within a prison. Slavery within a slavery. Because back then, the same thing that's going on today. Back then, even in the slavery, even before that, they had us in these little boxes. When they arrest you, they had you in they have you in cages. They got you now. They got, prisons have become so modernized. It's like, you got a little bit bigger space. But as far as like working and being enslaved, that has not changed. It hasn't changed at all, because when you look at it, a slave owner, if he needs extra help, he'll go to another slave owner. See, everybody thinks that the temp service just came from prisons. But, if you go back even further into slavery, you will understand, you will see that back then, hey, that's what they was doing. One slave master, if he needs extra help, he would go to another slave owner and rent out his slaves. He might keep them for a couple of weeks. He might need them for a month, or depending on what he needs done. And we're steadily just being used, even until today, because these temp services, they don't pay much. They're going to give you a crumb. They're going to get, say they get $20. Out of that $20 an hour that they charge the company for using you, you'll probably get about $3 to $1. Or what is about? You get what? Say you get what, like $2 or $3 to every $20 that they get. But back then, you wasn't seeing nothing. The slave owner, he was getting all that money, making money off your back. Jump forward to the chain gangs. Same thing. They would rent you out to the state to build railroads, to clear out roads, to clear out fields, so they could build highways and roads. And they were still in chains. Even today, the prison, they might not be in chains, but guess what? They're still out there doing the same thing. Their feet and their hands just ain't shackled. And you still got Esau riding on top of a horse watching them, the overseer. Well, let's drop that. Let's get into these scriptures. Let's drop that. As a matter of fact, let's go to Hebrews for all you New Testament only cats. And for all you Christians and for all you cats that think the Bible contradicts itself, let's show you that prison is in the Bible. It's even in the New Testament. Hebrews 13. Hebrews 13:3. Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them. Remember them that are in bonds, in slavery, in chains, shackled up. You know, and a lot of and back then they what did they do? They shackled their necks, their hands, and their feet. Just like we had yokes around our necks during slavery. The same thing, man. We're in bondage. We bound up in bond, locked up. Matter of fact, Paul was in prison. You know, Christ was in prison. You know, hey, look, well, I ain't gonna say we per se, but the Pharisees, the so-called Christians of today, who would be modern day Christians, you know, because that's all the Christianity is. That's all these pastors are. They ain't no better, because just like you got pastors in prison, getting paid to go into prison, the same thing you got with these pastors out here. They doing the same thing, getting your money. And another thing, y'all were so worried about questioning ISUPK. Oh, ain't y'all 503, what is it, 501c3? What do you think your Christian pastors are? I don't see you questioning them. And they ain't doing nothing for their people. Nothing at all. So when you look at this, we bound. And it doesn't matter how many pastors go visit you in prison, you still chained up, you still bound, we're still slaves. And while you sitting in there listening to them, there is no ray of hope. Because they'll have our people thinking that there's a ray of hope. No, there's not even a glimmer of hope. Your hope will only come when you come into ISUPK. Right. Your hope and your glimmer will come when brothers in the prison department go and visit our people that's locked up. That's our ray of hope. That's our glimmer. That's that one little shining light that'll help us get up out of this slavery. That'll get us up out this prison camp. Any questions, any comments? All right, Con, no sweat. I know you got some.
No, it's like this is a heavy point you're bringing out. It's exactly what it is. America was built on slavery, and that's just continue to be so.
Exactly. And it'll remain so until we get it together, man. We got to come back together. Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Big priest officer of 1,000, Officer of Kaz. Hey, the water for all you done for us right here in Atlanta, sir. Hey, the water for all your wisdom, your guidance. It's good to see you, Adawan. Hope you make it back into town this weekend, right on time. You know, see you this weekend, sir. But yeah, you know, like dealing with America, dealing with these Christian pastors, you know, I couldn't see that. Ain't no way I could go to no church, jump up and down, shouting and hollering and screaming and all that. And nah, man, I can't bang no tambourine. No, that's once again mental slavery. In order for us to get up out of here, man, we got to follow these law, statutes, and commandments. But as I was saying, though, Like, hey, for real, man, look, we gotta come in here, man. We gotta come in ISUPK.
Right.
You know, the Most High is not playing with us, man. Christ could have been returned. Christ could have been got us up out of here. Christ could have been like, hey, look, time to get them up out of here, man. They doing good. They coming together. They following these law, statute, commandments. They doing as they told. But since we're not doing that, since all of us ain't coming together, you know, we gotta be stuck in here. And hopefully Christ will return soon. Hopefully there will be enough of us that you can say, okay, enough is enough. Yeah, you've been in prison long enough. Constant.
He said, Slack, I'm here to serve you brothers. The water for all you do.
I am the bar, sir. Khan, sir. But yeah, you know, hey, look, this place called America, it's got to be destroyed.
Right.
You know, I'm tired of being in prison. I'm tired of being a slave. I'm tired of seeing my people suffering. I'm tired of seeing my people being LGBT, because that's the same thing that goes on in prison. Like, the Most High is against all that. Is that somebody tuning in? Hey,
Y'all about Shem Y'all
right.
Shabbat.
Y'all about Shem Y'all Shabbat. Yo, man, Joseph, good to see you, Out.
Good to see you, sir. Salaki,
How you
Tawab.
doing? Khan.
Khan.
Everything good with you,
sir?
Wow. All right.
Khan,
Right. Hey, can you read for me?
Khan, I don't want Khan, sir.
All right. We're at Hebrews 13:3.
Khan, I don't want Khan. This is the book of
All right.
Hebrews, chapter 13, verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds.
Right. Stop right there. Remember them that are in bonds. And that's why we got a prison program. You know, we got to remember our brothers and sisters that's locked up. We got to remember our brothers and sisters that's down there in them cages, down there at the border. We got to remember our people that's overseas being destroyed, going through the same thing that we're going through. We got to remember all our brothers and sisters that's not here with us today. All our brothers and sisters that's locked up. All our brothers and sisters, all our nieces, our cousins, you know, fathers, aunts, you know, that's locked up. Remember them. Remember that they're in bondage. Remember that they bonded up. Remember that they bound and chained. Remember that they're forced to work at slave wages. Remember that we're still in slavery. Remember them. Never forget. You know, that could be us. And our Most High in Christ is not. Most High in Christ, that we listen to the word of the Lord, that we heard his word, that we heard his voice. And when I say heard his voice, I'm talking about through the priests and prophets and the ISUPK. When you hear that you're an Israelite, when you hear the truth of this Bible, you know, when you hear that, you know, that we are to love each other, and we hear that, you know, Christ is coming back for you, that we are to separate ourselves, that we are to be holy. Holy means to separate, that we are a holy people, that we're a special people. You know, remember them. You know, instead of being on your high horse, instead of just thinking about yourself, instead of thinking, oh, you know, I made it, I got it. Well, look what I got. Look what I did. When you making that journey to be successful, hold on for 1 second. When you make your journey and that success, do not forget about your people. Because easily as you obtained it, the Most High can take it away and put you right back in the same spot, in the same condition that you came out of. Go ahead, Op.
Come, sir. I was going to say, Salakia, like a lot of people, once they get to that level, the first thing they want to do is just put all their love on their kids, because they probably did a lot of wrong or stepped on a lot of people or underpaid people to get to that level. So they really just focus on, their own kids or any good they got in their heart. They don't think about all the people that are still in slavery and in pain. They just think, oh, well, I'm going to put a little movie theater in the basement for the kids, or I'm going to do this or do that, or I'm going to donate to the church, but I'm not going to think about all the people that are suffering. Salaki.
Right, exactly. Good point. You worried about all these materialistic things. You worried about everything but your own people. Now, just imagine we got brothers and sisters that are billionaires in Israel. And then plus on top of that, you got all these millionaires out here. That it's trillions of dollars out here that they could be like, hey, look, we need to start making our own businesses. We need to, to help our brothers and sisters get up out of this slavery, or make it easier, make their lives easier. They could be putting their money together. Look at Detroit. How many years? It's been decades, at least a couple of decades since they had clean water. Their water is lead. They got lead in their water. You mean to tell me all these millionaires out here and our people still got to suffer? That's why I say this Ameritrazz ain't nothing but a prison. And just like the conditions that you go through, just like the bad conditions in prison, we got bad conditions out here. When you hear the term back in the day, everybody, they would shout, people would shout out, something would happen. They would shout out, Attica, Attica, because Attica prison, the way them brothers was suffering in Attica prison, it was very atrocious. Very atrocious. So it was like, they were shouting out Attica because of the conditions that they had to endure, that they shouldn't have, the way they was being mistreated. And that's the same way it is out here, when you think that you're walking around in the streets of America free. Slaka, sir, would you like to take over the class? Khan. Just like, and you got to look at it. We going through the same conditions out here. We got the same problems that they got. Hey, Shalom Lord of Christ. So it's like out here, you got a lot of protests going on also. Just like they was protesting at Attica prison, you got a lot of protests. A lot of people protesting about, unfair conditions. They worked. The way our people are being, rights, the way we get mad, the way our people are being gunned down and beat down in these streets by the cops, aka America's correctional officers. And just like the president is wicked and crooked, that's the same thing the warden is. They put wardens over all these prisons. But the president, he the big boy. He the big boss prisoner, warden. He the big boy warden. Because don't think these states and the federal government is not working with these prisons to help build them up. Don't think that they ain't getting money. One hand rubbing against the other. Rubbing elbows. Right. Young man Joseph, read that for me again.
Khan. This is Hebrews chapter 13, verse 3. Remember them that are in bonds, as bound with them, and them
Right.
which suffer adversity, as being yourselves also in the body.
Right. You know, you gotta be able to feel their pain. Just think the adversity that they got to go through. Just think, you know, every day you got to wake up. You got to go to your slavery. You got to go to your job. You got to work for minimum wage. You got to, you know, a lot of jobs, you know, you practically killing yourself, trying to make ends meet, trying to take care of your children. You know, they got laws, statute, commandments out here of the pale-faced cave monkey, you know, that makes it hard for you to survive. In prison, they make it hard for you to survive. You know, trying to survive in this world, in this kingdom, bruh. You know, you can't fault nobody if they still staying with their parents. You can't fault nobody if they have roommates. You know, they have it hard enough trying to deal, trying to make it. You know, you got all these tariff laws that are out. You got food prices going up. You got some places they charging you $1,000 just to rent an apartment. You know, hey, look, that's practically a house note. You might as well get a house. You know, and a lot of people that do have a house, they're not giving that house up because they know what time it is, and I don't blame them.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
Comic-Con. I sometimes need to, you know, every couple months I gotta get like protein powder just for like exercise. And since the tariffs, I was just about to get a new thing of protein powder. You would have thought I was buying steroids. It was expensive. Everything jumped up like $10. Same thing. Same exact thing is $10 more. Salaki.
Right, exactly. Like everything is going up. You know, and the more it goes up, you know, they know you're gonna need food. They know you're gonna need to eat. They know you're gonna do something to get you some energy. You know, anything to keep their foot on your neck. Hey, they don't care. That's what they're gonna do. Anything to keep that dollar in their pocket. Anything to keep their money flowing. You know, whatever it takes. You know, and we're, you know, hey, look, they look at us, you know, y'all slaves. That's all we are to them. We slaves. We're here to make their money. Go ahead.
Slack, just letting you know, Trooper Yaquaga Bar has joined us in the stream yard as well, sir.
Oh, hey, y'all Bashem, y'all Shai Barakatah. Psalm Lord of Christ, huh? How you Tawab? How you doing?
Shalom Yahabashim Yahshua Barakatah. Everything to Wild by the one.
All right.
Taking
Any
care of
questions, any
everything.
comments?
So like you said, was that?
Any questions, any comments?
Not at the moment, out of one.
All right. No sweat. Hey, drop that. And bring me to Proverbs 50, Proverbs 5 and 9.
Khan, this is book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others.
Right. Don't give your honor to no others.
Oh, Salaki had a one.
Go ahead.
I'm reading the 1611. I don't know what is that years? And not years?
Con.
And not years unto the cruel.
Right. Don't give your honor to others. Don't give your honor to these heathens, to these other nations. Right. Don't give your honor to those that cracking the whip on your back.
Right.
That got you out here, you know, working your back out. Pause, right, pause. The water. Pause. And when I say pause, Salakia. And when I say that, I mean it's like, don't let them work you, you know, till you just broke down and beat down to, you know, where it's like you don't even want to get up. Like you just don't want to do nothing. Like all you can do is just lay there. Don't let them, you know, don't work yourself and give them your honor. Like what you doing now is a very honorable thing. You know, being here, being in the ISUPK, learning these scriptures, teaching, trying to wake your people up, going out here to wake your people up. You know, don't go out there trying to teach the heathens and, you know, thinking that they can change. Don't go out there trying to teach, you know, and give that honor and that glory, especially of the Most High, especially of Christ. Don't go out there, you know, praising all these other races. Don't go out there, you know what do you call them cave monkeys, them doo-doo wearing pea bathers, them Africans. You know, don't go out there giving them your honor, the honor that goes to the Most High. Who is that? Halakaman. Hey, Yahweh Shem Yahushua Barakatah. Good to see you. You know, don't go out there giving your honor, you know, honoring them. Don't all that honor, give it to the Most High.
Right.
The honor, give it to Christ. Give it to Commander General Yohana. Give it to the generals, the captains, the 5,000s, the thousands,
Right.
the 500s, the 50s, the troopers and the young men that's coming in here that's trying to change their life. You know, that's shedding themselves on this world. You know, getting all this wickedness up out of them. That fight every day. You know, to kill that old man, to commit suicide. You know, give that honor to them. No, don't how you say, be honorable or have no type of honorable to them other nations. You know, save that for who it really belongs to. So yeah, how you call? Any comments? Or is that more people checking in? All right. Hey, Thawada. You know, because really, they don't care. Really, anything to keep you as a good Negro. Who is that?
Sister Adrena Woods checking in from Brooklyn, New York.
Hey, Shalom to Christ, sis. Good to see you. Hey, I hope to see all y'all brothers and sisters, man. I hope we see y'all at Passover.
Right.
Come on down. No, that's another commandment. That's another law we keeping. Hey, read that again for me.
Khan. Proverbs 5, verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel.
Right. You know, don't waste your years. Don't waste your time. You know, you're from your youth on up to your old age. And I wish I wish I had this knowledge when I was little. I wish my years was given into learning these scriptures. I wish my years was given into knowing about ISUPK when I was little and growing up in this truth. I know. I wish all of us was able to do that, and that's why I'm glad to see, brothers and sisters coming in. They got children, and their children are coming in here learning this truth. I'm glad to see that brothers and sisters are coming in here, shedding themselves of the world, getting married, and they having babies. And these babies is being born with Hebrew names. These babies is growing up, learning this truth, knowing, oh man, do you know how good that must feel to have a child and you were able to give that child a Hebrew name and that child and teach that child in the way it should go, in the way he or she should go? For your daughter to marry a righteous man that you choose, and for your son to choose a righteous woman, man, hey, look, boy, that is so beautiful. That is so beautiful. Because your years would never have been wasted. Your years, oh man.
It's like we got Brother Charles checking in from Jacksonville, Florida.
Hey, Shalom, Lord of Christ. Hey, look, Brother Charles, Passover is next week. I hope we see you, brother. I would be glad. Oh man, I can't wait to meet you. I pray you coming. Now I pray you're gonna make it here. Right. Florida ain't but a hop, skip, and a jump. Come on through, brother. It'll be good to see you. So yeah, but yeah, don't waste your years. And if you got children, man, come on in here, man. Let your children play with these other children. No, let them learn. Let them create bonds with these other children that's in the ISUPK. Man, look, every Sabbath service, every feast day we have, man, these little kids come in here, man, they running around, they playing with each other, having a good time. They know each other during class, throughout the week. Brothers be bringing their children, sisters be bringing their children, man. These children run around playing and, they creating bonds. They getting older, growing up with each other.
Right.
Hey, look, we got little kids, man. Man, we got little kids in here straight saluting.
Right.
Hey, look, at the end of the class, they doing the prayer, they doing the salute, they doing, I'm talking about banging their chest. They ain't doing this like little normal kids. I'm talking about they like banging on their chest. Hard. Right. Strong. When these young men grow up, that's the type of man you want your daughter to marry. When they grow up, their years have not been wasted. Their years, especially not out here, they giving their honor, all their years is going to the Most High. Will be going to Christ. They'll be giving honor to Commander General Yohana for not dropping his sword. Giving honor to the generals, the captains, all the men that's going to come behind them. Give them the honor, give them the glory. Their years will not be wasted because, in turn, when they get older and they learn these scriptures and they become officers and they start teaching and, as they learning, they teaching, they're going to have children. They're going to raise their children up the same way. And that's a good thing. You see, understand this. The nation of Israel is going to be all right in the future. Because we got these little babies being born in the ISUPK. We got these little kids growing up in the ISUPK. They learn these scriptures. They learn these law, statutes, and commandments. They learn to be priests. They learn to be good fathers. The women, the young girls, they growing up to be women. They learning to take care of their children, to be married, to have, to obey their husbands. They're learning, and growing up to want to have children and raise their children righteously. And it's not going to depart them, as the scriptures say. Teach a child in the way they should go, and it shall not depart them. And that's what's happening right here, right now, in the ISUPK. So when they grow up and they get out here in this world, and they have to deal with the cruelty of this world, of these other nations, how they treat us, how they get over us, getting over on us, coming into these stores, and the way they watch us, always thinking that we're gonna do something.
Right.
And they don't have to worry about that, because they're gonna have the Most High is gonna have their back. Christ is gonna have their back. They're gonna have a whole nation that got their back. Go ahead, you got something to say?
I don't want.
God. No, they ain't got to worry about their youth, and their years will not have been wasted. Hey, look, hey, as they say, that's our future. These little ones, these little kids, these little babies, that's our future, man. You can best believe that. And the future of Israel is very bright. The way I see it, hey, man, these little kids is something else, man. Israel's gonna be all right. Hey,
Comic-Con.
Get me Slovakia. Keep reading.
Slovakia, the one from verse 10 or verse 9 again?
From verse 10. Well, yeah, start at 9. Start at 9 again.
Comic-Con. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 9. Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel, lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Right. Look, this is our slavery, man. This is what we're going through right now.
Right.
This is what we're going through. Because who are the strangers? Who are the strangers that got the wealth, that's getting the wealth? Come on, I know y'all know.
Still I got one.
Go ahead.
All the heathens are the one, from the white man down to the red dot engine.
Right, exactly. Right, exactly. All of them. We getting beat, man. This is how you know that we're in slavery. This is how you know that we are imprisoned right here in America. This slave camp called Ameritrazz, I call Ameritrazz. This is how you know, because you look at it. We getting beat down in the streets. We getting shot up in the streets. And we're the only ones that's going through all this. Not only that, but it's hard for us to get businesses. It's hard for us to get a loan. I don't care how good our credit is. What they was told, what these banks was told, these loan officers, and this was back in I think like the 40s or the 50s. They was told, no matter how good a black man's credit is, do not give him a loan to start no business.
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead.
All we would need is that one loan. That's how petty and how wicked they gotta be. They can't even give one of us one loan, because we'd take off. Salakia.
Exactly. Because one thing is certain is that If we were to separate right now, we man, look, they would be hurting. America would hurt if every Black, Hispanic, Native American, Indian said, okay, look, we're going to create our own town. We're going to buy a certain amount of land. We're going to separate ourselves from the rest of you. America would be hurting. You know, they would not like for their slaves to separate. They would not like for their slaves, because that's the way they look at us. They look at us like slaves, because that's all we are to them, is slaves. So when they look at us as slaves and we were to separate, they know they would hurt. And they know they would find a way to infiltrate us. They'll find a way to destroy us. They'll find a way to destroy our towns, our businesses, everything. Everything that we would build up and work for ourselves, they'll try to find a way to destroy it. They always do. And I don't understand why we don't see that today. Well, I take that back. Thanks to Martin Luther the Queen, you know, when he wanted to integrate, you know, because you look at it, what was it, like 40, 60 years after slavery? We had our own towns. We had our own city, all that, our own villages. I mean, man, first thing he saw, they had to find a way to come destroy us. They had to find a way to separate us. You know, hey, look, they know they couldn't have that. And majority of that during the Great Depression, you know, was jealousy and envy. We wasn't suffering, they was. We were straight. We could sit back, kick our feet up, have a little drink, you know, shoot the breeze, and relax and chill. We wasn't wanting for nothing. They were the ones that was suffering. They were the ones that was starving. They the ones who was on these farms and what they call them, dust bowls. Had to deal with dust bowls. It wasn't us. It was them. But now you look at it. Since we lost everything by integration, all our wealth, they wind up getting. We lost our businesses, our restaurants. Everything that we built up, we lost it. And from the time that we came here as slaves and chains, you know, they built their wealth upon us, upon our backs, in a very cruel way. Just like when you read in verse 9, that cruelty, no, that was them. That was very cruel. Is there any comment? All right, that's what I thought y'all was checking in. All right, no sweat. I mean, you know, they took them bullets, boy. And the Willie Lynch papers, I'm talking about, man, they did a thorough job with us. And those that are wealthy now, they don't even care about their own people. They're not even worried about that. You know, that our people are in prison, our people are suffering, homeless. You got whole families out here in these streets suffering. All right, never mind. But yeah, Slovakia. But yeah, you know, we see, man, this ain't nice out here. They don't play nice. Go ahead, read out.
Comic-Con. Verse 10. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Right. All our laboring. All the slavery that we going through. It ain't for us. It's for them. And because we disobeyed the Most High, and because we didn't follow the law, statutes, and commandments, because we became arrogant, hot, full of ourselves. You know, hey, look, y'all want to be hard? Okay, I got something for you. You think you don't need me no more? You think you ain't got to follow my law, statutes, commandments? I'm your father. You ain't my father. I'm your father. I made you. So, hey, look, this is the end result. This slavery in America, us getting beat down, whipped, destroyed, like utterly destroyed. Well, you know, America, you know, they took it too far. They took it to the point where they made us get rid of our names, our true nationality, you know, our language. You know, we lost everything. At least when you read the Bible, when we went through slavery, at least we got to keep our names. At least we got to keep our language. We knew who we was. I mean, America, man, these cave monkeys, they took everything from us.
Lucky, we have a comment from Precinct Officer of 1,000 cars. He says, every time the Lord plagues this empire, we rise a little higher.
Right, Most High in Christ. Khan, Adawan Khan, that's right. Every time he do, because look, you got to look at it. The Most High is for us. Everything he do, when you see all these hurricanes hitting down in Florida, what is it, Florida, Mississippi, and all them coastal states like that, that's the Most High. Right. He's doing that for you. Coronavirus, right. The plague of coronavirus, that was for us. You see how everybody we was all able to sit back, chill. Brothers was stacking money. Brothers had businesses getting PPP loans or whatever. Brothers was, man, look, we was rising. I know brothers that was starting their own business. Right. Got their money up, started their own business, man. Every time, look at the fires out in Cali. You know, mudslides, all that. If you look at the Most High, he's doing that for us. Right. We just got to follow these law, statute, commandments. Because like Adawan said, you know, hey, look, we rise a little bit higher. You know, hey, look, and the way these times is now, it seems like it's more and more destruction going upon the face of this earth. And the more destruction, the closer Christ is coming to return. Hey, look, you know why? Because of ISUPK. Because we out here raising our people up. Because we coming together. We being one people. Because think about this. When you come in here and you hear the stories that, you know, when there was a split in ISUPK, when the generals, when they revamped ISUPK, they say they started out in a one little room for Passover. From there, you look at it. You look at it right now. Look, man, we got thousands of brothers and sisters coming in from other countries. As a matter of fact, not just from other states in the United States, but we got brothers and sisters coming in from other countries, coming to the Passover, migrating into one spot. And the more brothers and sisters that's coming in here and start following these law, statute, commandments, the more the Most High is raising us up. The Most High is all his destruction that he's doing is benefiting us. You know, it's getting closer and closer to us getting up out of here. The more the Most High do for us, the more we do for him. Hey, look, it's a two-way street. Hey, in order for him to do for us, we got to do for him. And that's exactly what's going on. Go ahead, read.
Khan. This is verse 11. And now more than
reread verse 10 again for me, right quick.
Khan. Salakia, this is the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 10. Lest strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
Right. That's how they getting their wealth off of our backs. Look at all these inventions that we came up with. They stole all our inventions, man. Not only that, but they benefited from our slavery. And they still benefiting to this day off our slavery. Now, how do you think all these companies continue to keep making wealth? How do you think they continue to keep having wealth in their house? How do you think they're able to pass down from generation to generation all these companies? But yet, and even some of our own people get mad because LeBron James helped his son get in the NBA. You can't be mad at that, brother. Hey, look, these heathens out here doing it all the time, every day. They send their kids to school, to college, and to learn business and all that. They passing the business down. They retiring. While their father or their mother or their aunt or whoever is retiring, hey, they taking over the business. But you want to get mad at LeBron because he helped his son get into the NBA. What's wrong with a brother, bringing wealth into his own home instead of bringing it into their home, into the stranger? The strangers is these heathens, especially the pale-faced caveman. We got to stop bringing wealth to them. And that simple Negro, that filthy, disgusting Stephen A. Smith, what's the first thing he said? Oh, yeah, I wake up every morning thinking about how I can make my bosses more money. Why the heck? Salakia. I'm about to say something I don't need to be saying. Why in the world would you want to do something like that? How about thinking I need to wake up every morning and think about how I can bring wealth to myself and to my people? How about that? Why can't you think like that? Why you got to think, how can I bring wealth to my master? Because that's all that is. That's my master mentality, a good slave mentality. He always talking about he for the black athlete, but I can't tell, not the way he talk against brothers all the time, brothers and sisters. I can't tell. Can you tell? Anybody that watches sports, anybody that knows about Stephen A. Smith, is he actually for his people? Is he actually for the black athlete? Oh, it's all right. Hey, you got a comment. Go ahead.
So he for that paycheck.
Right. That's all you got?
Con, I'm done doing what I'm doing now, so I'm locked all the way in, out of one. I'm participate, sir.
All right, no sweat. Young man Joseph, anybody online?
Salakia, Adawan.
Go ahead.
Salakia, sir, as long as whatever black person he's talking to, his boss says, that'll make me some money, that's who he'll talk to. Otherwise, basically, he'll only mess with black people who are on the same type of agenda that he's on. Salakia.
Right. Good answer. That's the same thing I was thinking. Hey, for real. As long as that athlete has that same mentality, as long as the announcers have that same mentality that he do, he all right with them. They okay. But let them talk against massa. Let them go against the grain. Boy, man, he don't like that. See, a lot of our people, they don't like when we don't love the pale-faced monkeys, when we don't love Africans, when we don't love the dent-faced slanty eyes. A lot of our people, they don't like that. That's that Christianity. God loves everybody. John 3:16.
Salakia, sir. Priest and Officer Akaz had a comment.
Oh, Khan.
Prison Officer 1,000 Cars says, bring that wealth to ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana.
Damn right. Give him a hand. Damn right, Adawan. Bring it to Commanding General Yohana. Hey, look. He'll know what to do with it. Hey, look. Bring that wealth to ISUPK under Commanding General Yohana. Hey, look. I bet y'all people won't be suffering.
Right.
Bet you they won't be hungry. I bet you their wallets be full. I bet you ain't got to worry about too much about anything. That's why I say, if I ever hit the lotto, I already know where my money going to, because I know that my leaders, the men above me, I know that hey, look, that money is going to go right to a righteous way. It's going to be used righteously. Because even when I was still in the world, before I came to school, that was my first thought. When I was online learning and stuff, I was like, yeah, I would definitely, if I hit the lotto, give them millions. Because to me, my mentality was like, I would want just enough. I'll be straight with about 5, 10 million, 15 million. I'd give the rest of the school. Why? Because I could see and I knew that they would do something with it. All the money would be spent righteously. Our people would be taken care of. There would be businesses started. Matter of fact, I hit the lotto, I'll be looking for my land for my people. I'd be looking for land to build our own town, our own city, and separate. But you would have to be an ISUPK. You're gonna wanna get your life together. Because if I was doing something like that, hey, look, you ain't bringing no drugs, no prostitution, none of that. But yeah, we continuously wind up bringing wealth into their homes. What we do benefits them. It don't benefit us. That's why we got to come together. That's why we got to separate. So any wealth that we accumulate, it can go to us. Build our nation up, build our people up. Go ahead, read.
Khan Adawan Khan. Proverbs chapter 5, verse 10. Let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger. And thou mourn at last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed.
Right. Because when our flesh and our body is consumed, we got to work ourselves to the grave.
Khan. Salaki, sir. That's what it sounds like. Khan.
Right. Exactly. Work ourselves to the grave. And ain't gonna be no mourning for you. Them people is not gonna care. We're gonna be mourning for ourselves. We're gonna be mourning for our own people. How they say, work to the bone, work your fingers to the bone. You gonna work till you dead. You're gonna work the rest of your whole life till you dead. And that's how they done it. Because, hey, look, this is our slavery. We in prison. And yeah, you might have a few brothers here and there, a few sisters here and there that they might have went and moved to another country, and a lot of us joined the military. But what happens in the end? They wind up coming right back here. Got a comment?
Brother Charles says Stephen A. Smith seems to give excuses for the black celebrities.
Yeah, he do. Yes, he do. Anything that they do, anything wicked that they do, he got an excuse for it. Now you got Kyrie. He talked big time against Kyrie. When he said, yeah, we Israelites too. For him to say that, Israelite, man, bro. Stephen said, boy, Stephen did not like that. Anything that goes against Master, anything that goes against the desert rats, the small hats, Stephen A. Smith is totally against it. But as long as it's anything that's done in wickedness, he'll come up with a good excuse for these black celebrities. He'll come up with a good excuse for their behavior. As long as it's done in wickedness, long as it's pleasing to the majority, to the machine, long as it's pleasing to other nations, long as it's pleasing themselves and not the Most High, not Christ. Anything to please Master, a song and dance, shuffle his feet. Go ahead.
And that old Steve Harvey, boy, he got it real bad. I can't stand to hear him every morning. He talking to our people like he care, but he say some of the weirdest things, and when I like if you're in the truth, you can tell a lot of stuff they say, they just it's basically just it's deceiving and stuff. But that Steve Harvey, he don't care about us either, man. None of them do. They all done heard about the truth by the one. They done by now. Everybody done heard that we the Israelites, man. All those suckers.
All right. I mean, this is nothing new. But the thing is, they don't want us to know. We're not supposed to know. But we do. And they know that for us to know that we're Israelites, for us to come together, for us to follow these law, statute, commandments, they know our power will be on our side. They know that great destruction will come. You got to think about this. These Christians out here and all this Christian mentality that you got with these black celebrities, that you got with Stephen A. Smith, you got to think about it. When you talk about Revelation, they do not like Revelation. Revelation is my favorite book.
Right.
And I was always like, oh, man, you know what's going to happen in Revelations? Why you like Revelation so much? Why don't you not? You know why? Because all that wickedness you're doing, all that sins that you know that you're doing, that you committing. You don't want Christ to return. You don't want all your skeletons out the closet. You don't want to be exposed for who you really are. You don't want to be exposed for your sins to come out. You don't want to be exposed for your sins to come out and for Christ to go ahead and take your head off. You don't want to be exposed for your wickedness, for that child that you messed with, for that little boy that you want to get with. Yeah. Miss Jenkins, your son, he growing up to be a fine young man, a very fine young man. Miss Brown, Miss Ola Mae Brown. Your daughter sure is growing up to be so pretty. Well, don't worry about it. Miss Jones, Let me holler at you, Miss Jones. And Mr. Jones home. Well, let's go say a little prayer, Miss Jones. You need a little counseling. Mr. Jones, I know he ain't doing right by you. Well, let's go counsel. Let me see counsel with you, Miss Jones. Pastor trying to get the little boy, the girl, and Miss Jones. Miss Jones, well, if he don't want to do right, if he don't want to work, if he ain't making enough money, well, he just need to leave. You just need to leave him. That's why you don't like Revelations. Because when Christ returns, hey, look, that's it.
It's like y'all one.
Go ahead.
And a lot of people, they like in competition with each other, and they want to be like the leader of everything. So they don't want to get in all black and start from the bottom. They want to if they want to run around like they the ones that spreading the truth. But in the ISUPK, the difference with us is one mind, one body, one spirit. Whatever the generals say, that's what we say. We don't run around with our own ideologies and our this and that, adding stuff and taking stuff away out of one. It's lucky.
Yeah, Khan, exactly. Exactly. Because these are not our words. We didn't write this Bible. All we doing is being ambassadors. All we doing is saying what the Most High said. We always doing is saying what the Christ said. All we doing, hey, look, what the men before us, came and taught. The men before us, from our ancestors, from the Bible, all the way up to now, to today's time. Who's that, Rob? Hey, Shalom to Christ, huh? Good seeing you, brother. Another powerful priest right there. Officer Fitty, the Pashra. Any comments? No. All right, Khan, the water. But yeah, go ahead, read some more of these scriptures. Let's get into more of these scriptures, brother.
Khan, I don't want Khan. If I cut out, it's just my phone died. I'll be back right after it charges. If it happens.
All right, Khan, no sweat.
Khan. Salaki from verse 11.
Khan.
And now mourn at the last, when thy flesh and thy body are consumed. And say, how have I hated instruction, and my heart despised reproof.
Right. How have I hated instruction? You know how you hated instruction? Because you didn't want to listen to the priests of the Lord. You didn't want to follow these law, statute, commandments because it was going to go against your wicked lifestyle. Because it goes against your wicked lifestyle. You don't want this instruction. You don't want to be reproved. You don't want to be rebuked. You don't want to be corrected. You despise that correction. You don't want to be instructed. As long as you can go out there, get high, drunk, sleep with whoever you want to sleep with, get abortions, pay your old lady to go get an abortion. As long as you can eat whatever you want to eat, get tattoos, put into your system what you want to put into your system, you fine with that. You don't want to be corrected. You think it's cool to be wicked. You think it's cool that, hey, I'm grown, I can do what I want to do. You don't want to fight your demons. You don't want to battle against your flesh. You don't want to destroy the old man, commit suicide every day to get rid of that old man, to become a new man. You don't want to become a priest of the Lord. You talk about how have you hated it? You hated it by not listening. You hated it by not hearkening to the warnings, and to the laws and to the statute and commandment. You know, we out here to warn you. We out here to raise you up. We out here to teach you, to let you know, hey, look, time is short. Time is very short. It's getting shorter and shorter every day. Because we don't know when the hour and the time Christ is going to return. You want to be prepared. You want to be ready. You know, how? By getting into all these other different religions. You want to become a Muslim. You want to become a Buddhist. That's how. You wonder how you hated instruction? You want to know how you hated reproof? That's how. By thinking that you wise and, oh, yeah, I know the Bible and, you know, I'm a Jehovah's Witness. I'm a Christian. Nah, that ain't what the Bible says. That ain't what it means. Man, y'all Negro some lying. Man, y'all lying. Man, we ain't the true Israelites, man. We African, man. Oh, so y'all claim to be Israelites. What about our African brothers? Man, we African. I don't believe in that BS. I don't believe in that Bible. A lot of you would throw the Bible down on the ground. A lot of you will slap the Bible out of another brother's hand. A lot of you, I seen them when I was in Job Corps. This little Muslim cat, my roommate, he was like, man, swear down the Bible. He was like, man, he slapped the Bible out of that brother's hand. I said, I don't believe in that crap. But you believe in worshiping a stone. You don't believe in the Bible. You don't believe the priest. But you believe in going to worship some fat, bald-headed, dent face, slanty-eyed dent face. Talking about some hum-dum, cum-dum, some warrior or whatever that crap is. That Tina Turner crap. You don't want to worship the Most High. You don't want instruction. You hate this because if you didn't, you'd be right up in here with us. You don't want reproof because all these other religions, they let you do what you want to do. They allow you to smoke weed, get high. Some will allow you to eat whatever meat you want to eat. A lot of you complain about you want to eat pork ribs because it got more meat on it. Beef ribs ain't got enough meat. That's how you hate instruction. That's how you hate being reproved. To be told that, you know, pork ain't good for you. Shrimp, crab, and lobster. You ain't supposed to be homosexual. You ain't supposed to be worshiping these other gods. You ain't supposed to be getting tattoos. You ain't supposed to be sleeping with another man's woman. And to be told that, you come up with all types of excuses. Hey, Yaqua.
Come.
Hey, can you pick me up where young man Joseph left off?
It's like out of one. I'm driving, sir. I ain't able to read right now. It's lucky.
All right, Khan, no sweat. I got you out. No one. Yeah, you concentrate on that road, brother. Don't need you to get into no accidents. Right, because your heart is your mind. It's not what pumps your blood. Your heart is your mind. You didn't want to listen. You didn't care to listen. Who's that? Who's that? Proverbs 5, verse 13. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. Right. You didn't want to hear the voice of the teachers. You didn't want to hear the voice of the priests. You didn't want to hear, you know, you can't eat pork. You don't want to hear, don't sleep with your brother's wife. You don't want to hear, don't how can I put that? Don't essay a woman. Sleep with a child. You don't want to hear, don't steal, don't rob, don't unalive your brother. All you care is, man, F that. That capital N. Man, I want revenge. Man, I wish a mofo would. You'd rather go get a gun and unalive your brother. And remember, you got gangs out here just like you got gangs in prison. See, them gangs in prison, you know, hey, look, because they don't know that they brothers, you got Issacharites going against Judites, the so-called black and Mexicans going against each other. You might even have some Ephraimites, the so-called Puerto Ricans, in there going against Mexicans. And they all need to come together and definitely go against the pale-faced monkeys, the so-called oppressors, the so-called white man. You know, and just like in prison, right here in our neighborhoods, unfortunately, we got our brothers and sisters going against each other. Unfortunately, we got gangs out here. You know, you got who's that in Chicago? You got the Latin Kings, you got the GDs, the Vice Lords, all going against each other. And unfortunately, you got Israel going against Israel. But don't get it twisted, because all these other nations, they have internal fighting too. They destroying each other too. Every nation destroys itself. Every nation unalives itself. You know, you got the triads, you got what's that? The death face slant eyes, the triads. You know, they do it all the time. The Italian mafia, they do it all the time. But they always want to put emphasis on us. That's how you know you're the slave. Any questions, any comments? All right. What time is it? 8:31. Okay, we still got time. And have not obeyed the voice of my teachers, nor inclined mine ear to them that instructed me. Right. You ain't trying to listen. You ain't trying to hear. You don't care to hear. Man, I don't need that. I'm fine on my own. I don't need no Bible. Ah, man, look, man. But at the same time, complain that we ain't coming together. At the same time, you complaining that, hey, man, why we got to do this to each other? You're the same Negroes that are running around talking about giving praises and honor to these other nations about, oh, they stick together. The Chinese people, they stick together. Man, black people, man, we the only ones that don't stick together. The Mexicans, they stick together. The Japanese, they stick together. It's like, no, they don't. They don't stick together. You know why they don't stick together? So they doing the same thing we doing. They going against each other. They fighting over territory just like you fight over territory. They don't stick together like that. Stop letting America fool you. Go ahead, Op.
No, I wasn't saying the odd one. I was just agreeing with what you're saying. It's heavy what you're saying.
Right. You know, but you know, hey, look, you want your life to be better? Just get in these scriptures. Just learn the law and statute commandments. Listen to the priests and prophets of ISUPK.
Right.
That's why I'm glad we have a prison program, so we can reach our brothers and sisters that's in the prisons, so we can wake them up. You know, so we can be a guiding light to them, so they can change their life. You know, that's why we have a prison department. You know, don't think this is all we do. Don't think that, all they do is teach. All they do is sit in the classroom, go out in the streets. No, there's a whole lot we do. Man, we go on missions. We got a clothing department, a food department, prison program. You know, we help brothers and sisters expunge their records. It's more to being in the school. It's more than just this works that you see us doing. You know, there's a whole lot we do. Hey, come in and find out. Come in and see what we do. Don't just go by what somebody else that never even came to the school. Somebody that's a keyboard gangster, a keyboard priest, so-called. Don't listen to what somebody else. Hey, come in and find out for yourself. You know, because somebody's always going to have some opinion and don't even know what they're talking about. You got cats out here ain't nowhere near came close to stepping foot into the school, but they got an opinion. They're going to tell you what you should do. And why would you listen to somebody who ain't trying to change their life? Why would you want to listen and hearken to somebody who's going to lead you to destruction? Why would you want to listen to somebody who don't even want to listen to their own selves, who don't even want to follow law, statute, commandments themselves, who will go into the Bible and make something up that ain't got nothing to do with the Bible? Or they'll come with some old crazy nonsense. Why would you listen to that? But you can't come in here and listen to the truth, to the real priest of the Lord. You can't come in here and listen to the scripture breakdowns. You can't come in here and learn and get instruction from men who've been doing this for years upon years, seasoned veterans of this Bible. You can't come in here and learn that, but you want to go and learn and listen to some fool talking about you can't drink water. You got to get a spoon. You got to eat water. And don't let me get started on the women, because I see a lot of you brothers, you so-called self-proclaimed fake name individualites. As soon as a woman makes a post, well, y'all brothers, boy, I ain't never seen so many panderers in my life. I ain't never seen so many simps in my life. You got Simple Eve making a simple post, and all these Negroes, oh yeah, that's right, Queen. Yeah, You tell them, Queen. Yeah, keep bring it out, Queen. Keep preach it, Queen. All because some simple woman, she posted a scripture and came up with her own little thought in mind, some over emotional rant. And you got some cat named Yisrael Ben Yehudi. So, yeah, man, yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah, you tell him. Yeah, keep bringing it out. And then you got some other cat, who don't know what he's talking about. He'll break out a scripture and just start writing anything, call himself trying to dispute what you said, or he'll come up with something to agree with her. And that's all y'all love to agree with these women. Don't you know that the Most High denied her of any type of what do you call that? He denied her knowledge. Go ahead.
Yeah, and what you're saying is heavy out of one. And to figure back out what you're saying, it's like these sisters got to be careful out there, because that same man that's juicing her head up, calling her queen and all that, and using God and all kind of sweet talk. The Bible say, the Bible say we like smooth words, but all I'm saying is, got to be careful from that, because them be the man that try to take the men that try to take advantage of a sister, because he just saying what she want to hear, he giving her them smooth words, and he talking out, he queen this, queen that, and you a goddess and all that. Next thing you know, it end up like that dude they call Brother Polite, end up hurting the daughter and some more stuff out of one.
Exactly. That's all that's gonna happen. Hey man, y'all gotta quit juicing these women up. And just because she makes a little quote and goes on a little rant, what she think it says and all this and that, man, look, cut that out. Because man, look, I'd be seeing like other posts, be popping up on my Facebook page, and I'd be sitting there, and I'd be reading the comments like, y'all Negroes cannot be this serious. Are you that destroyed? Are you that weak that you think that just because this sister went on some little rant, a little tirade, and you want to hype her up thinking that she just said something spectacular? Man, get that F out of here. Come on, man. Are you that weak? Your mentality is that slave-minded that even the woman got you thinking that, you got to learn from her? And you want to go and learn from a cat who's talking about this is Yahweh Shai Day. Look at this ham. I've been basting and roasting this ham all day. Who's that? The Patriarch.
Job 39 and 17.
All right, let's get that. I shouldn't. Hey, look, Rive. That's that dude right there. That's that priest. Job 39 and 17. Gotcha, brother. Hey, so what? That's what I was looking for. Hey, the water. I knew that seemed familiar. Hey, the water arrived. Excellent. Job 39 and 17. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom. That's the word I was looking for. That's exactly what I was looking for. Hey, give that brother a hand. Hey, the water. Yeah. Because God hath deprived her of wisdom. You know, he took her wisdom away. He deprived her. She got to learn from a man. It's the man's job to teach. It's the man's job to lead. It's not her job to lead. It's not her job to teach. Eve does not have wisdom like that, especially when it comes to these scriptures. Now, she can sit around discussing, you know, with other women, and she can teach what she learned from her man to other women. Yeah, okay, cool. But to try to teach other men, especially if you're not trained, especially if you not have learned from a man, from the priest of the Lord, she should not be trying to teach, period. And yet you got all these over emotional female preachers out here, like Creflo Dollar's wife, and who was that? Joyce Meyer. You know, women like that. Like, come on. And then Joyce Meyer's a heathen. Why would you want to listen to her and try to learn and be instructed by her? She's the cave monkey that got Emmett Till beat down and unalive. That's who got Buffum Jean unalive. Come on now. Really, Joyce Meyer? Creflo, what's her name? Tandy Dollar? Come on now. Really? And then you got these simple Negroes in this Christian church jumping up and down like they really said something. God had deprived her of wisdom because she's not going to use wisdom. She's not going to use logic. She's not going to use practicality to teach this Bible, to read these scriptures and to break them down. She's not going to use none of that. She's going to be over emotional, go by what she thinks in her own little mind. Neither has he imparted to her understanding. You think she gonna understand this Bible without being taught? Because think about it, a lot of us didn't have no understanding. As a man, I didn't have no understanding of the Bible until I was taught. And being taught, that's when I gained wisdom. That's when I gained understanding. And then guess what? I was taught by another brother. I was taught by men above me. And that's what you got to do. You got to be a man. You got to learn to be a leader. You got to learn to have some kahunas. Where are they at? You got to come in here. You got to learn. You got to be taught by other priests. A priest has always been men. Show me a priest in the Bible. Show me where it's okay that a woman can teach. But this is what we get for being in this slavery. This is what we get for not following the law, statute, commandments of the Most High. This is what we get for turning his back, for turning our slakia. This is what we get for turning our backs on him. This is what we get for breaking the covenant. We get slavery. We get imprisonment. We get destruction. We get women trying to be a priest. They're trying to be a preacher. We get drugs in our community. We get abortions. We get abortion clinics in our neighborhoods. Drugs, guns, gangs. We get all that. Anything to destroy us in this prison, in this slavery, anything to keep us down, that's what we get. We're not following these law, statute, commandments. That's what we get for breaking the covenant with the Most High. He didn't break it. He kept his promise, and he's still going to keep his promise. And he's been keeping his promise to us. He's keeping the covenant he got with us. We got to come back. We got to understand these laws, statutes, and commandments. We got to understand this Bible. We got to be taught. We got to learn. We got to gain wisdom and understanding. We got to destroy that old man, commit suicide every day to be better men. That's what we got to do. The Most High ain't got to do it. Why should he have to do it? Why should he have to change for us? Because that's what a lot of you preachers, and that's what a lot of you Christians, that's what you teach. That the Most High, that, he's supposed to change for us. That he's supposed to automatically just do for us just because. It don't work that way. You got to get right. You got to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments. You're the one that got to come up in here and learn. Hey, how you call? I think that man Joseph is back. That's what's got to happen. And stop listening to these women and stop hyping them up. Like they just said something just so grand, something that you ain't never heard before. Oh, wow, like, yeah, queen, yeah, sis. Any questions, any comments? All right. Hey, young man Joseph, any questions, any comments?
Oh, Salakia, sir. The Lord kept his promise because the ISUPK is here under Commander General Yohana. Salakia.
Hey, that's right. You damn right. That's right. That's how you know he kept his promise. Because, man, hey, look, without Commander General Yohana, hey, boy, the water to that brother, the water to the Adawan, the water to Alawat. Hey, because for him to not drop his sword and to bring it back wet, and for him to build up ISUPK the way he did, oh, man. He said there's a whole lot of us he saved. There's a whole lot of us, that he brought in. Changed your lives, changed our lives. Hey, you want a hero? That's a hero right there. Let me tell you something. These priests, oh God, no sweat. Hey, look, these priests and ISUPK, hey, look, that's who. Hey, look, those are heroes. That's who you need to look to as a hero. Because look, hey, look what they went through. Look how they changed their lives. Look what they gave up. The strength that they built up. Because, hey, look, I'm going to tell you, for people to think that, oh, I ain't, man, I ain't with all that. For people to think that something is wrong with you because you don't want to sleep with prostitutes. Because you don't want to be a homosexual. Because you don't want to get high, smoke weed, crack, smoke cigarettes, sniff coke, shoot up heroin. Because you don't want to eat shrimp, crab, pork, lobster. Because you don't want to get tattoos. Because you don't want to shave your head bald. Because you don't want to round the corners of your beard. You want it to grow out glorious. You want to look like a man. Because you don't want to wear too tight skinny jeans. walking around all bony and skinny, man, like a skeleton. Because you want to eat, because you like, you want to be healthy, mentally and physically and spiritually. Something's got to be wrong with you. Anything that you do that goes against America, hey, look, it's looked at, man, it's looked at as, the word I'm looking for. Fuck it. It's looked at like you wicked, like you in the wrong. All right, and with that, if there's no comments, any questions? Any comments, any questions? You got anything to add?
No, sir.
All right, with that, I'm pass the class over to Precinct Officer of 50, higher call.
Clap it up one more time for the class. ISUPK security announcements. We at ISUPK start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Rule for new brother and sister. When new brother and sister comes to the school, they are off limit for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if brother or sister has interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to brother or sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Numbers chapter 18, verse 21. Malachi chapter 3, verses 8 through 10. Ma'ashra means tenth in the Hebrew. 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the Treasury Department or a teacher. Priest fund. Free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations. Like we've been saying, they're going to keep on saying. We have the Lord's 56th annual Passover.
That's right.
Right here in Atlanta. All right, hosted by Commanding General Yohana. Make sure you get on down here, man. Skate on down here to the A, to the south. See some of this southern hospitality. Get some of that best brotherhood that you will find only in the ISUPK. All right. Please check, reminder to our Akim and Aquathium, check the bulletin board in the hallways. And if anyone wants to be a trooper in the school, start wearing all black boot, shirt, pants, headband, and scarf. With that, we're going to give one courtesy salute to the men of Israel. Men of Israel, Majum, Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh. What we just said, translated from the Hebrew to the English, is Most High bless you in the name of Christ. Yajim Tat, hands down. We're going to give one courtesy salute to the sisters online. Men of Israel, Majum Shabbat, Majum, Barak, Yahweh Shema. What we just said, translated from the Hebrew to the English, is Most High watch over you in the name of Christ. Yajim Tat, hands down. Class dismissed.
To Atlanta. Christ, this Officer 5000, Jeremiah, the camp leader of Atlanta. Passover 2025, starting April the 9th, we got the lamb slaughter. April the 10th, we got General Muhammad's class. April the 11th, we got the black party that's gonna have the Hebrew graduation. April the 12th, in Atlanta, Georgia, the 56th annual Passover, the only Passover under Commander General Yohana.
Our great and holy King have honored us for turning our lives from the darkness to the light, man. There's no greater gift you can receive than to wake up to the truth and then commit your life to saving your brothers, man. Looking in their eyes and seeing their faces and seeing what they've suffered and what they've gone through and seeing the end of it, man. It is a guaranteed seat in the kingdom of heaven, man. So in the name of our King Yahushua, we dedicate us another Passover of brothers and sisters' lives being saved.
April the 13th, we got the Feast of Unleavened Bread.
This is the all Israelite group and all Israelite community. All break off from break off.
Shalom.
No matter what rainbow uniform you wear, red, white, purple and white, all white, it don't matter. You should all treat the ISUPK like your weird, misunderstood Sabbaths. You shouldn't do anything until you counsel with the ISUPK. We'll tell you when and what to eat. We'll tell you who to marry. We'll tell you who to have sex with and how. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your wives. We'll tell you how to resolve conflicts with your kids, your brothers, your sisters, your parents, your friends, everybody. We'll tell you when and how to pray. We'll tell you how to direct your life in a way that's pleasing to the Most High God of Israel and our Black King Yahushua, aka Jesus Christ. We will be to you instead of a God. Just like the Most High told Moses in Exodus 4:16 that Aaron would be to him instead of a mouth and he would be to Aaron instead of a God, that's what we'll do for you. It is what you all need because none of you know what the fuck you are doing. I pray you understand. Shalom.